The great hydration deception. We've all been there. It's a hot afternoon. You're standing in front of a glowing glass refrigerator at a gas station, and you're faced with a wall of neon blues, sunset oranges, and crisp, clear, enhanced waters. You pick one based on the promise of energy, electrolytes, or zero sugar. You take a sip, feel that cool rush, and move on with your day. But have you ever paused to wonder why that orange soda stays perfectly opaque instead of separating? Or why that cherry drink is a shade of red not found anywhere in the botanical world? Behind the refreshing marketing lies a multi-billion-dollar industry of chemical engineering designed to do three things: keep drinks shelf-stable for years, make them look hyper-real, and keep your brain craving the next hit. Today, we are going beyond the nutrition facts and looking at the ingredients list, the fine print where the real secrets are buried. We're talking about wood rosin, crushed insects, and industrial flame retardants. This is the shocking truth about what's really in your drink. 2. The flame retardant in your soda, BVO. Let's start with one of the most controversial additives in the history of the American beverage industry: brominated vegetable oil, or BVO. If you're a fan of citrus-flavored sodas or certain cloudy sports drinks, you might have been consuming a chemical also used as a flame retardant for plastics and furniture. BVO is vegetable oil bonded with bromine. In the beverage world, it's used as an emulsifier. Because citrus oils don't naturally mix with water, they want to float to the top. BVO is added to increase the density of the oil, keeping it suspended throughout the drink for that uniform, cloudy look. The shock factor: bromine is a halogen. In high amounts, it can build up in the body's fatty tissues. Chronic toxicity from BVO, though rare, has been linked to bromism, a condition that causes memory loss, tremors, and skin pustules. While many major brands have buckled under consumer pressure and removed it, BVO is still found in several value brands and regional sodas. It is currently banned in the European Union and Japan. Ask yourself, if it's not safe enough for a teenager in Tokyo, why is it okay for a teenager in Texas? 3. The Beetlejuice secret, carmine. If you see a drink that is a beautiful, deep ruby red, you might assume it comes from pomegranates, raspberries, or beets. Often, you'd be wrong. Check the label for carmine, cochineal extract, or natural red 4. This natural coloring is indeed natural, but it's not vegan, and it's certainly not fruit. Carmine is made by drying and crushing thousands of female cochineal insects, tiny scale bugs found primarily in Peru and the Canary Islands. The shock factor: it takes roughly 70,000 insects to produce just 1 pound of dye. While the FDA considers it safe, it has been known to cause severe allergic reactions and anaphylactic shock in some individuals. Beyond the allergy risk, there is the simple ick factor. Most consumers would think twice about their fruit punch if the label featured a picture of a crushed beetle instead of a sliced strawberry. 4. Drinking the forest, ester gum. Have you ever seen glycerol ester of wood rosin on a label? It sounds like something you'd find at a hardware store, and that's because it basically is. Wood rosin is harvested from the stumps of longleaf pine trees. It's the same sticky resin that baseball players use on their bats to improve their grip. In the beverage industry, it's processed into ester gum to serve as an alternative to BVO. It keeps citrus oils in suspension so your drink doesn't look like an oil slick. The shock factor: while generally recognized as safe, the idea of drinking a pine tree highlights how far we've moved away from real food. We are using industrial-grade stabilizers to fix a problem, oil and water separation, that wouldn't exist if we were just drinking real juice. The DNA-damaging sweetener, sucralose. We were told that artificial sweeteners were the holy grail of health. All the sweetness, none of the calories. But the honeymoon phase is over. Sucralose, commonly known as Splenda, is made by chemically altering sugar molecules with chlorine. While it's been on the market for decades, a 2023 study from North Carolina State University sent shockwaves through the health community. Researchers found that a fat-soluble compound formed when we consume sucralose, 6-acetate, is genotoxic. The shock factor. Genotoxic means it literally breaks up your DNA. The study also found that sucralose can damage the leaky gut lining, leading to inflammation and long-term digestive issues. When you reach for that diet or zero beverage to be healthy, you might be trading a blood sugar spike for cellular damage. 6. The hyperactivity colors, red 40 and yellow 5. Artificial food dyes like red 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6 are derived from petroleum. Yes, the same stuff used to make gasoline and tar. In the United States, these dyes are ubiquitous. They are in ginger ale to make them look golden, sports drinks, and even some bottled coffees. However, across the Atlantic, the European Union requires a warning label on foods containing these dyes, stating they may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. The shock factor. Studies have consistently linked these synthetic dyes to increased hyperactivity and behavioral issues in sensitive children. Furthermore, red 40 contains p-cresidine, which the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says is reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen. Why do we risk it? Just so our drinks look prettier on the shelf. 7. Phosphoric acid, the bone thief. If you're a fan of dark colas, you're intimately familiar with the bite or zing they have. That isn't just bubbles, it's phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid is a mass-produced industrial chemical. It is used in fertilizers, and it's a highly effective rust remover. In soda, it acts as a preservative and provides that sharp, acidic tang that balances the massive amount of sugar. The shock factor. The human body needs a balance of calcium and phosphorus. When you flood your system with the phosphoric acid found in cola, it can interfere with calcium absorption. Studies have linked heavy cola consumption to lower bone mineral density and an increased risk of osteoporosis. Essentially, your favorite afternoon pick-me-up might be making your bones more brittle with every sip. 8. The benzene risk, sodium benzoate and vitamin C. Preservatives are a necessary evil for shelf-stable drinks, and sodium benzoate is one of the most common. It's highly effective at preventing mold. However, chemistry is a fickle thing. When sodium benzoate is in a liquid solution with ascorbic acid, vitamin C, a chemical reaction can occur that produces benzene. The shock factor. Benzene is a notorious human carcinogen associated with leukemia. While the FDA has set limits on benzene in beverages, testing has occasionally found levels exceeding those limits in certain fruit-flavored drinks. It's a terrifying irony. A company adds vitamin C to make a drink seem healthy, and that very addition creates a toxic byproduct. At the end of the day, your body is an incredible machine, but it isn't a chemical processing plant. Stay hydrated, stay smart, and maybe leave the wood rosin for the baseball players.